going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, one thing I was really wrong about leading up to last summer's announcements at San Diego Comic-Con was I thought for sure they were going to move Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 off by a year to 2027 and 2028 respectively, just to give them enough time to aptly prepare to shoot this film and, of course, to finish the script. Now, as it would turn out, they didn't delay the films, but we were not surprised to find out in just a month ago from industry insiders that the script was not finished and it was probably going to come right down to the wire. On top of that, multiple sources came out and confirmed that the wire was right around the corner and that they would start filming in the middle of March in the UK on Avengers Doomsday. Well, as it would turn out, not so fast. According to a late-breaking industry insider update this afternoon, it appears as though Avengers 5 has been delayed for the first time. We're going to break down exactly what he said, what the new start date is, and talk about this in context of why things are looking extremely dicey for what Marvel normally does and what they're going to have to do for this Avengers 5 Doomsday shoot. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. We just announced a brand new winner yesterday. We have a new winner coming this Tuesday for Spider-Man's finale, and then another winner for that after for Daredevil. All you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so as we briefly mentioned during the prologue, multiple sources that we can trust like Production Weekly had indicated Avengers Doomsday was meant to start filming on March 15th or the middle of March in the UK, and maybe you guys had started to see some of the headlines and photos on social media last week where certain specific actors like Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Mackie are starting to appear in London ahead of the shoot. Well, as it turns out, that has been delayed and they will not start filming on Avengers Doomsday now until April. Now, it's impossible to speculate why they're going to throw off the beginning of shooting for a couple of weeks, but there are a lot of things at play, and it's not just the actors' schedules, building of the sets, what's going on with the script. There are going to be a lot of reasons why things don't take off right when they want them to. So it's definitely not the end of the world or reason to panic that they're not going to hit their start date. But this film is already under the gun from the standpoint of coming from Marvel Studios because of the wiggle room they've allowed themselves to do constant rewrites and reshoots to films. I would argue that the filming for Deadpool and Wolverine required very little in the way of reshoots and actually wrapped rather fast. They had a very clear idea of what they wanted to do with that film versus something like Captain America Brave New World, where there were extensive reshoots and delays for about a year. But for a film this important, you don't want to be working under the gun. That's why I was totally surprised, as I mentioned during the prologue, that they didn't delay these movies to begin with to give them more time to work on them. So ultimately, missing a start date by a couple of weeks or even a month is not that big a deal if they have a clear idea about what they want to do with the film. But if they sort of meander and realize that they need extensive reshoots and rewrites to the script, there will not be the ample time needed in order to do that properly, especially with some of the major CGI scenes. They need to be working on those already. Not only have they probably already completed a lot of the preliminary concept artwork for those scenes, but some of the previs and early graphics as well, because as we've learned, good CGI just takes time. There's no real way to rush it, and that was what was at the heart, if you remember, from 2 years ago when all the complaints were coming out from the VFX departments that they were hiring, that Marvel's requests to redo CGI and at the drop of a dime were just completely unreasonable and in some cases completely unserviceable. So what this lack of wiggle room really means is that Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige are going to have to fight their urge to want to do movie by committee. As we heard for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, they did 20 rewrites. That has to go out the window. They need to trust in whatever McFeely put on the pages and what that script is, and they need to trust in the Russos as the filmmakers to get it done without having to do a million microsurgery rewrites like they're used to doing in the past. They've got to get with the program because they do not have enough time to do the normal Marvel MO, oh hey, we'll fix it in post. There won't be enough time for any of that. That said, I think that makes for a better film, and that's why you bring the Russos back, right? If it were anyone else who was in the director's chair for this movie, it would feel almost like it was going to be a certain disaster. But the people who are there making it, the Russos, Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, you got to admit this is the crew that was able to do it the first time around. If it were anyone else, it would look a lot worse. But from this point of view, Marvel hired them, they put their trust in them, now they just got to actually let them execute. And if they do, and all things go down the way that they should, I don't think that this isn't enough time to make a film. It's just crazy to me that Marvel knows how they are and they didn't give themselves more time. But maybe that was on purpose because they know they're not going to do that and they are going to live and die by whatever, again, McFeely puts on the pages and the Russos put on film. Now, I'll tell you what, it's early, guys. It is super early in the Avengers 5 news cycle. We have a long time before Doomsday comes out, still over a year. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for now. But if we start hearing in a couple of months that there's major delays or that they have to do some major reshoots late in this year, it's one of those things where it's going to be a lot more nervous from our standpoint, the fans, because of what I'm talking about here with the timeline. They don't have time to pivot out, and before you know it, they'll be wrapping on this and starting to film on Avengers Secret Wars. And of course, if Avengers Doomsday comes out and doesn't do the kind of numbers or set up the stage they're hoping for Avengers Secret Wars, there's no time to get that back either. So I gotta be honest, my excitement level for the Marvel films coming up here are super high, only because I know the stakes are super high, and for me that really kicks off with the Thunderbolts, which I feel like I've said at least 10 times at the channel. That's really what I think is going to be the Avengers 4.5 film, the kind of thing that we got out of Civil War, where we will start to see the beginning of the Avengers and during that movie. But the Fantastic Four and then Doomsday are coming up real quick right after that, and we are going to be then into the actual heart of the Multiverse Saga. They don't be putting a bow on it and wrapping it up at the end of Doomsday where it won't be connected. It's going to be all the way in, and hopefully they're going to be able to stick to a schedule and actually stick to a script, and we won't have to talk about any or all of this again and at the channel. But we shall see. You guys let me know all your thoughts though down below. How hype are you for Avengers 5? Again, what did you think of Captain America Brave New World? I know there's still a lot of you who were planning on seeing it today or even tomorrow over the weekend. I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. We just announced a brand new winner yesterday for Captain America Brave New World. We'll have a new winner coming up on Tuesday for the Spider-Man finale, and then another winner for the Daredevil finale shortly after that. And then, of course, Thunderbolts will be dropping. There's a ton of other TV shows. Lots of PS5s here at the channel. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the other giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos in this segment live here with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen when there is one. So please be safe and vigilant on any channel on YouTube. Do not give out your information on third-party app. Remember, no content creator will ever charge you for shipping if you should win a prize. The best way to keep up with the content at the channel has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places: Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, under the name AllFires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.